Hey, I'm Jen and I turned 41 this year. This video is all about the 9 social norms that I have ditched and why I'm done playing along. This video is actually inspired by Silver and Solo, so I just want to say thank you to Jen for creating that video inspiring this one. So let's start off strong. The first social norm that I've decided to ditch that I want to tell y'all about is that I actually came out as queer when I was 37. Up until the age of 36, about, I had been in relationships, romantic relationships with men only. And around 36, I realized that I was also attracted to women. And so I didn't have the capacity to just keep it to myself and keep it all in. So I decided as soon as I made sure with myself that this is who I truly am, I went and told my best friends, my family, and everyone who this information would matter to. And I did end up losing some people along the way. And as it is expected, when you decide to announce who you truly are to some people who want to believe that we never change, that could potentially happen. I do not regret this decision at all. I am so happy in my current relationship, and I wouldn't have taken back that decision for anything. So, number two, I'm looking at my notes here. I wrote down the social norms that I've decided to ditch so that I don't go off on too far of a tangent. The second social norm that I've decided to ditch is that I decided to continue learning Spanish at age 40. And when I say continue, I stopped actively learning and practicing Spanish after the last year that I had taken formal Spanish classes, and that was in high school. So it's been about 20 something years since I've taken formal Spanish classes. And at the age of 40, actually, June of 2023, I decided that I was going to learn Spanish. Partially because, well, mostly because I'm now living in Mexico and the language spoken here is Spanish. And I'm not just learning it to be respectful of the people and the culture here in the place which I live, but also it's always been a dream of mine to be um, bilingual, trilingual, multilingual. I say trilingual because actually the first language that I ever spoke, my mother tongue, is Tagalog, the Filipino language. And I started learning Spanish in middle school. That went into high school. A lot of us, if you grew up here in the United States, were in that language learning process in high school. And so I decided, okay, it's time to really take this seriously and dive in. So currently, I take about 3 hours of Spanish class a week, and I'm constantly listening to YouTube videos, watching shows or movies on Netflix, and I'm listening to podcasts as well as reading. So that is what I'm doing to learn the language. Number 3. So the third social norm that I have broken is that I have never actually bought property. Now, I realize that this is a social norm that's a little bit antiquated. There's a lot of millennials who've never bought property, but it's not a goal of mine to buy property to put a down payment on anything. I haven't been looking. I haven't actually super looked at all. And I'm quite happy. It doesn't feel like there's a hole in my life because I don't own any property. The fourth social norm that I am breaking and will continue to break and am happy to be breaking is that I don't have any children and nor do I want to have any children in the future. This social norm is something that was really hard for my family to accept, and I do believe it's still hard for them currently to accept, but I knew ever since I was a little girl that I didn't actually want to have kids, and people along the way have always been like, do you think you're going to change your mind? Is there still a possibility that you might have kids? And I would have to say, sometime in my mid 30s, I thought maybe I would change my mind. And this might be even a little controversial to say, but it took a miscarriage for me to realize that actually I don't want and then never have really truly wanted to have children. So I would consider myself somebody who is child free by choice and super happy about it. I'm not afraid of wanting children in the future because I've never wanted children up until this point. And for those of you who have children or for people who have and want children, I hope that you get to realize your dreams and I hope that your wishes for children do come true. And for me, I am quite happy being an adult with a dog and a partner. And that's the small family that I have chosen and I have created. And I feel really great participating in. Number 5, the fifth social norm that I have broken throughout my adulthood is that I've never actually been on any sort of traditional career path. This started when I was in college or when I just graduated college, and I thought I was going to move to Italy to become a tour guide. And so I remember when graduation was coming up, I had no desire to find a job in the corporate world. I bought a one-way ticket to Italy. I had the full intention of just flying to Italy and landing, and this was back before Airbnb was even a thing, so I have no idea where I thought I was going to stay, but I believed in myself, and I thought I was going to maybe stay in a hotel and, like, job hunt for English-speaking tour guide positions until I found one, and that was my plan. So, one of my best friends in college, she was going to attend a career fair. She knew all about my plans of becoming a tour guide. And she said, "Why don't you just come with me to the career fair and maybe there'll be a job for you that could be waiting just in case you decide to come back." I had no idea how career fairs worked at the time. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I ended up attending the career fair. I got a job working for
What
Macy's as
exactly
a
is she
buyer.
wearing?
That job lasted for about a year and 9 months, and that was the end of my traditional career path. After that, I became a makeup artist, a freelance makeup artist for production, entertainment, for advertising, fashion. I was in that world for quite a long time. Then I became a coach and I did that for about 4 years. After the business was done, then I moved into contract work, and I currently work as a brand strategist, content strategist, and community consultant. I love it. It's fun. I love being a contractor. The sixth social norm that I am breaking and will continue to break is that I utilize psychedelic microdosing medicinally for my mental, emotional, and physical well-being. And so what I mean by this is that I microdose psilocybin mushrooms. I go on and off of a regimen of point 0.1 grams, which is 100 milligrams, and the reason why I use microdoses for my mental, emotional, and physical health is microdosing creates neuroplasticity and encourages neurogenesis in the brain. Microdosing has helped me through depression with my ADHD. It's helped me to move through difficult situations and make changes in my life when I've come to crossroads and times of transition. So, microdosing is something that I will continue to practice because I have tried the traditional medication route and it did not work for me. And so I am happy utilizing psilocybin mushrooms for these needs. The seven social norm that I am breaking and I will continue to break is I'm no longer subscribing to grind culture. And what I mean by this is I have gone through that girl boss era of trying to do the most, of trying to be extra with my career, make so much money, work myself to the bone, and neglect everything in my life for the sake of work. And so, yes, there is a lot about my work that I do enjoy that I continue to push on so that I can get to certain goals, but I'm no longer putting myself through the amount of stress at those times where I've burnt out. So I am way more interested in looking for systems to balance myself with work, play, and rest instead of just pushing so hard and grinding so hard on my career, believing that a certain level of success is going to bring me happiness. I already know it's not going to. I've already done it. And several different careers. What I know now about myself is that I want to enjoy my life while I'm still young, while I still have energy, while I still feel vibrant and excited about things to learn, do, people to meet, places to travel to. And I'm not going to save myself till later thinking that if I grind now, then it'll be worth it to put it off until later. The eighth social norm that I am ditching is that I am not trying to settle. What I mean by that is that I am living and working remotely, and I will continue to live and work remotely. I have no plans of moving back to mainland USA anytime soon. If anything, I could see myself either moving around Mexico, going further south into South and Central America. I could see myself going to Asia, Europe, other places that are not the United States. So I do believe that the majority of my work will be done remotely, even though I am getting my residency here in Mexico. I will continue to travel, discover new places, and live outside and work outside of the United States. And the last social norm that I want to share with you, number nine, is that at 41, I still enjoy the occasional rave. Now, I know some of you who are following me or who are watching this probably also enjoy the occasional rave. And some of you are like, wow, I'm way too old for this. Why would you even want to put your body through that? I'm going to tell you right now, I am a burner. So I did not go to Burning Man this year. We were very sad that we didn't get to go. Me and um, my chosen family didn't get to go to Burning Man this year, but we are already planning on going to Burning Man next year. Now, Burning Man is not a rave. Let me just be clear about that. Okay. So it's about the art, it's about the culture, it's about the experiment of having a city that exists for a week, having up to 80,000 people attend and seeing how well we can keep the land and how we can interact with each other in a different way than we do in normal society. I'm not here to tell you that you should go to Burning Man, but I'm here to tell you that I super enjoy Burning Man, even though it is not a rave. I do enjoy going to the occasional rave. I do enjoy dancing my ass off until 6 in the morning. By no means do I mean I want to do this monthly or even more than 2 or 3 times a year, but I would be lying to you if I said that I felt like I'm too old for it and I'm never gonna do it again. So, those are the 9 social norms that I am actively breaking, will continue to break, and I'm happy to break. And I know that I am 41, but I don't feel old. As for being somebody who actively is breaking social norms and feels really great about it, I highly suggest that you take a look at your life and ask yourself the question, is this the life that I want to be living? Or is there something that would suit me better, that would make me feel even more alive, even more excited to live my life every day, every month, every year? Is there a way that I could move into a flow of life that truly 100% feels authentic to me? I'm Jen. Thanks again for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.